Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Coldplay, Muse, Ed Sheeran, they may all sell out stadiums, but they all started out playing in tiny venues, the kind of places which are now closing.
Dozens of music and entertainment venues could permanently close without a financial lifeline.
For many, it's the lifeblood of a vibrant downtown. Live music, performances, and comedy packed into small, independent establishments.
In London, 40% of small music venues have shut in the last decade.
Brixton Academy became one of London's leading music venues. Campaigners are now fighting to save it.
There are ways to reopen this venue.
The owners of small music venues from all around the country are gathering to discuss this decline and see how this trend can be reversed.
Music is one of our biggest money getters in America. It is a huge export across the world.
Right now, entertainment venues say they are 30 to 60 days away from shutting down permanently.
It's an industry in crisis.
Well, if you like to take in live music at small venues, bars, and restaurants, you're going to want to know what's happening here.
It doesn't matter what they say, I won't accept it in any single way. And through the floors and through the cabling, they're permeating it through every single day. But I won't be confined by the regimented borders. We got the strength of over 50,000 soldiers. We're not too deep to anybody's orders. Come on everybody now, don't let them run you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Don't let them run you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Don't let them run you. Don't let them run you.
My whole life I've been around music, whether it's growing up in London and it being sort of garage and hip hop when I was a kid. Moving up to Hertfordshire is where I really kind of found my love of rock and roll and indie and all of those kind of things. Working with bands like Fruition, Club 85, and really starting to understand what the grassroots scene was about. Working with those guys is why I'm a promoter today. It was that, it's from sitting on MSN and listening to We Are Scientists and the Libertines, and then, you know, years later, working with these guys and partying with these guys, and yeah, that's where it started. My name's Adam O'Sullivan, and I own the 66 bar in Cambridge. The idea for the 66 was kind of born while I was in America, doing Route 66, oddly enough. I was working in the music industry and so disillusioned with kind of how it was all working, and you know, I just needed some time to think about what's next. That's where the idea was born, and we kind of brought all of those ideas back and merged the hospitality of America with the rock and roll scene of England and London and Camden. We kind of tried to fuse all that together. What sets the 66 apart, I think, and I think a lot of musicians that have played here will attest to, is this is our Wembley. It's the attention to detail, we care, we work implicitly hard for our artists. From the lighting to the way the shows are booked, from layering the bands, they work together, from the green room, from the hospitality. You know, every show is a Wembley performance, and that's how we want to treat our artists and make sure they feel welcome and valued. Our favourite shows here, I mean, there's been a few. Obviously my passion is the grassroots shows, and and that's week in, week out. But the ones that really stick with me are Electric Six, when we kind of first opened. That really kind of stamped into Cambridge about what we're here to do and what this little venue can achieve. How the 6/6 has impacted Cambridge, I think obviously they can only answer that. But for me, and the stories I hear when I walk around and speak to people, is it really is a family front to back here. When we first opened the 6/6, I mean, it was just a dream come true. I never thought I'd get to this point where I'd own my own venue. And it was full of excitement and big shows and sold out shows and new people, and it was so rewarding to kind of do that. A boy that come from nothing to kind of start living his dream. I never thought that would happen.
So the 6/6 is different to a lot of venues in the fact that it's very accommodating to bands and to the fans. It's just an easy place to work with, it's an easy place to play.
What makes the 6/6 different to most music venues is definitely the friendship and the bonds that so many people have manifested through since its opening. It's just brought every kind of person from all walks of life into the place, and it's such a welcoming, friendly vibe.
I believe that this place saved me in many different ways, so it's definitely different. It's very intimate, very personal.
It gives a space for people like us, alternative-leaning people, a space that hasn't really existed in Cambridge for, well, ever, really. Alternative stuff used to be a bit more prevalent around Cambridge years and years ago, but it hasn't really been a big thing in the past decade or so as I've been going through adolescence and, you know, into my adult life. And I feel like the 6/6 has really given me a space to engage with that culture.
The 6/6 is a different venue compared to other venues because I have never seen such a group of people so passionate about music come together in such a small venue. Take away the venue and the community would probably be a bit lost without it.
What sets these venues apart, again in my experience, is that these venues you are here by invite. These are not a venue where the band has to book the venue to come and play. The bands are paid to play. It's just a different vibe to the big venues.
So the 6/6 has played a vital role to the alternative scene. There used to be a place called the Q Club, which was shut down with 2 days, 3 days notice. It was our alternative mecca, so to speak.
Running the 6/6 now is very different. Still the same love, the same passion, of course. That's why we get up every day and do what we do, but we're squashed, you know. I do all the booking here, I do all the designs, websites, posters, blah, 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 all of that stuff. But now you're constantly fighting, you know, managing your money, paying bills, who not to pay, who to pay. That side of it, where it starts to take over what you got into the industry for, and that's, you know, booking bands and building shows and experiences. And it's exhausting. It's worrying, it's frightening. A world apart from a year ago, sure.
The way that you're treated by Adam and Carl and all the rest of the guys here, from whether you're the smallest band playing a singer-songwriter on your own, or the open mic nights, the student nights that they've done, everyone's made to feel like a rock star. And
I would say it's more just, it's very community and family fueled. And yeah, there's just a piece, every single piece in here has a purpose, you know. So there's like merchandise on the ceiling from all the bands that have you know, performed here in the past. They've just like donated a piece of merch, so that adds to the whole character of the place. You get a real sense of that as soon as you walk in here.
Speaking to many different people that come here, we just come here to sometimes relax, get a drink and have a conversation. But at the same time, obviously it's a music venue, so we come and we enjoy the music.
Grassroots venues are integral to the growth of small bands. Knowing that you have supported that act and got them to when they can play your Brixtons, your O2s, your Wembleys. And grassroots venues are a massive part of that. That is where those memories begin. That is where you can support those bands.
I mean, the 6/6 at the moment, where we currently are, is we're in debt. That's fundamentally where we're at. The cost of living has kind of caught up with us. You know, a couple of bad months really impacts your hit. You can never kind of catch up from that. But I have to believe that there's a way through this, and I have to believe that, you know, music is a British culture. It will come back, and we just have to kind of put our heels into the ground and stand firm and carry on fighting, because If we don't, who else is going to?
The 6-6 have supported me. They pay me a fair wage. They respect the knowledge and the time I've put in to get where I am today. And they also just sort of understand the need for a sound tech, and not just sort of, we have a sound tech run sound and chuck them a few quid. They understand what it takes. It works, and that's been proven. The main issue for us is that we've had ridiculous debts posed upon us. We've had unfair price raises. There are some fundamental changes that need to be made from our government to our arts funding, to price increases, to be capping energy costs, to be capping brewery costs, where these big corporate companies can just decide one day they're going to charge whatever they want.
Turn up. Not only buy a ticket, but buy a drink, buy some merch.
Describing the 6-6 in one word is not easy. It is the 6-6. It's loud, but really brilliant.
Just straight vibes.
Opportunity. Opportunity. I'm going with opportunity.
If I could describe the 6-6 in one word, it would be important.
So I would choose tenacious.
Home.
Can I have 2 words? Fucking awesome.
It's tough. One word is tough. Vital. It's vital. Because if you don't have it, there's no other place like this in Cambridge.
Ace. Ace.
This is legacy building, you know. That is it, really. This has to survive and it has to stay legacy.
Home.
One word to describe the 6-6. Family.